Hi Twin Flames Highlight Workers, Lisha and Andy here with another video, and I'm super excited to be giving you guys the second half of my round and round lyrical breakdown. I have been working on this song for the past couple of months now and finally got it mixed and mastered, and now it's ready to be put into all digital music stores on October 10th. That's coming up on Tuesday. So October 10th is when this single will be released into all the music stores, and I will be having an Instagram live release party for this single on October 10th, also at 10 p.m. So 10. So I hope that you guys are able to click on my main Instagram page, which is at Lisha and Andy One Love, and join me for that. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into the rest of the lyrics to this song. I hope you guys enjoyed the first video. If you haven't seen that one yet, please go and check it out, because that one is really good. It talks about the first half of the song and breaks down kind of a little bit of the history about it. And so the next thing I'm going to do is talk about the chorus. And in the chorus, I tend to change the words a little bit, so it kind of makes it a little more relevant with each chorus, okay? So it kind of gives it a little more intensity. Excuse me. Also, I just wanted to go back and mention that the producer who produced this beat for Round and Round is someone that I've used his music before in the past. And so the music is not my own. It is a beat that I leased from someone by the name of Flo the Producer. And he has really great beats that he uses, that he's created, and that I've used several of his beats that just tend to resonate with me. For example, Love Collision is one of the beats that I used that is from his collection. And it's, you know, he just has some kind of ethereal sound when he does his beats, and it just makes me feel so much more like it's, you know, multi-dimensional when I listen to it. And this particular song, Round and Round, it was more of a lot of people are telling me that it's giving them the bluesy vibe. And so it has kind of that bluesy, is a little more slow, but it's got that really nice driving beat. So it's like a driving beat that goes on throughout the song. It's mainly made up of guitar licks and you know, a lot of like different there's some drum in there, but it's not heavy. It's not too heavy. It's just like the right amount of drive in this song. So it's kind of like it has its own feel automatically. The beat had its own type of feel. And so when I was thinking about how to start this song out, you know, it just was like I kept listening to the beat over and over again. And this is how I normally come up with the lyrics, is I will get in tune with the beat and the music, and I'll listen to that beat over and over again until the lyrics come to me. And usually that's how I create a song. Now, I have created songs where I've written them from scratch as well, but since I'm not the best at picking out the notes and transposing them and composing my own music, I haven't been able to really get my own music from start to finish, whereas I write the music and the lyrics myself, produced yet. So that is something I hope to be doing in the near future. But in the meantime, I find these beats that I really enjoy and that I resonate with, and this is how I write my songs and how I start, you know, my production process when it comes to writing music. So that's a little bit more about the history of the song. And if you guys are interested in music and making music of your own, I highly encourage you to start doing the research that you need to do in order to do that. So especially if you know that you are going to be doing music in the future with your twin flame, or if you feel as though some music is, you know, a very, you know, special thing for you in your journey. Maybe you're going to be doing sound therapy. Maybe you're going to be doing some kind of making music of your own. You know, maybe you already know how to play an instrument and make music of your own, and you just have been shy about getting it out there. This is the time. This is the time for you guys to break out and do those things and show yourself and put it out there for others to enjoy, because it really does make a difference when you shine your light other people start shining their light too. So I highly encourage you, and I just want to say that I'm so thankful for all of you guys on here who are starting to work on your mission, starting to put yourself out there. I'm so proud of you guys because it does take a lot of, a lot of courage to do that. And when you start doing it, it just feels so good inside. And when you finally get it done, it's like a really great feeling that you've accomplished something that you may have been afraid to do for a long time. So I really highly encourage you guys to go ahead and do this. And if you have questions, you can feel free to message me or email me, and I will help you. Okay. So getting back to the song, Round and Round, the chorus goes, I go round and round, all in my head over you. It's making me blue. Okay. So at the beginning of this journey, we really don't know, like I said in the last video, what we're getting into, what's going on. We have to try to find out why we are connected to this person and why we can't get them out of our minds. And so, we go round and round in our head. Is this real? Is this something that I'm really, really going through? Or is this something I'm making up in my mind? And so it tends to create a little bit of a distress, because it makes us feel like we are going crazy a little bit, like we are just losing it. And so it can make us depressed to a certain extent. I know I felt that way when I didn't have the answers. Mostly when we don't have the answers, we just get scared and we get depressed. We start to feel like, no one understands us and we can't really talk to anyone about it, especially if we're in a celebrity twin flame connection, because it's like nobody will really get that, And so, on my journey, that was really the case for me, because I was, finding this out for myself and not knowing who I could talk to about it. I would go research twin flames, and then I started to realize that was what I was in, was a twin flame connection. But then I was like, no one's really talking about being in a celebrity twin flame connection. And so it kind of shocked me that this could happen. And, I kept going with it. I kept on watching videos on the twin flame journey and how to, get through it, and those were helpful, but none of them were really targeting the situation that I was in. And so that is what kind of led me to want to create this channel, because it ended up being the case, whereas I just didn't have anyone to relate to this kind of a journey with. And so by me creating the channel, I opened the door for me to be able to share my experience, which allowed others to come forward and share their experiences. And it's been such a wonderful, wonderful, engaging thing here on the channel. And I'm just so thankful for all of you guys who have reached out to me, whether in the comment section or on my email or in my DMs. And you guys have shared your stories with me. I love that. And so if I had never been on this journey, I would have never just, created this channel or had this experience, So it did lead me into my mission, but in the beginning, I was definitely feeling some type of way about it, because I just didn't have anyone to talk to, and nobody would really understand this journey. So I was going round and round. Okay, so the next line says, round and round, thinking about what I can do. Yeah. And you just keep going with it in your mind. I don't know how many times I kept trying to make sense of this journey, and it just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. The synchronicities, the signs, the number signs, I would have to go research what they meant. And, that was encouraging to find out what it meant. But at the same time, I was just like, well, are they seeing this? Are they seeing the signs? Do they know what's going on here? They're not really talking to me. So, it's like, I thought that I had a way to communicate with my twin flame at the beginning, but come to find out, I really wasn't communicating with them, because I was new to social media. I didn't have a way to really know that there would be people on social media that could do things like create fake accounts. And so I fell into a trap, whereas I thought I was speaking to my twin flame and I really wasn't. But that did not take away from the fact that I still went through my spiritual awakening. I still recognized my twin flame from his pictures and his posts from his main page. and from all of the music that he has created. This is what led me to know who he was to me. It had nothing to do with the 3D person that I was speaking to. And that's one of the things that I feel like I really needed to reinforce, and that I didn't get to really reinforce in one of my other videos that I made about my experience with the false twin flame. Because, a lot of those people that came at me in my DMs and that got me lured into talking to them on private apps and whatnot, under the false pretense that they were my twin flame, were just decoys. Okay, so they were decoys to try to steer me out from not knowing who my twin flame is, but I still knew who he was. They didn't ever stop any of the same things that were supposed to happen. They never stopped the Kundalini awakening. They never stopped the spiritual awakening. They never stopped my dark night of the soul. They never stopped any of the things that caused me to understand that I was a twin flame. They never stopped any of that. I was still going through all of that, and I was still connecting with my twin flame in the 5D. So that was the cool part, is that I still was going through the journey, even though I was getting, bamboozled by someone in the physical. However, it was just kind of like a very eye-opening experience when I learned that this was happening the whole time. That there were red flags. There were definitely red flags that I probably just chose to ignore because I wanted so bad to believe that I was speaking to him. But at the same time, it was, rejection is God's protection. So when I was, finding out that these people weren't really my twin flame, it was kind of a sigh of relief because of the way that they would carry on, and the things that they would ask me to do were just not all the way comfortable to me. And so I just tended to think, this can't really truly be a twin flame, if they're acting like this. And so but I had to get to the point where I was courageous enough to go and ask for help on this journey, because I didn't have a way to really cut the ties. I didn't know how to cut the ties with this person. And they kept me in a loop because they were using black magic and they were using other things. So to keep me, engaging with them. And so that was the hardest part for me, was humbling myself enough to go and ask for help on this journey to people that were there to help guide me out of that, that fogginess that I was in, and to help me understand what it is that I'm actually supposed to be going towards. And so that led me to go do things, as of this year, like going to his concerts, and going to a meet and greet. And so these are the things that I took into my own hands, and decided to do in order to eliminate any possibility that anyone else could be involved or interfere with my connection. I chose to go and meet my twin flame in person at a meet and greet, and I chose to go to his concerts this summer. So that was one of the things that I did that was like a leap of faith for me, because I never ever went to his concerts during the whole time that I was, going through my spiritual awakening. As a matter of fact, I sensed that he wasn't really ready for me to come anyway. I sensed that if I went, it would have been a little bit nerve-wracking for him, spiritually speaking. And then also, I had the people that I thought I was talking to, when that turned out not to be him. I had them telling me not to go as well, because they were saying, "Oh, I'll be so nervous, and I'll forget my lyrics and all this kind of stuff." So they were deterring me from going. And, I was a little intimidated to try to go on my own too. So it took me several years to gather up the courage to go and see my twin flame at his concert and go to a meet and greet. So if you've had that experience, whereas it's been hard for you to go and meet your twin flame, even though there may be a time or a place that they can be, that they will be at, and that you've been able to, see an area, see a time and place that they will be at, and you haven't been able to go because you've been too afraid to do that. There have been several times that I was too afraid as well. So it took time, and that's where the healing comes in. That's where the healing process comes in, because you have to gather up that courage. And the more you start to understand that you are worthy of this love, that you are worthy of this love, and that you're worthy to be, treated the best way possible as a twin flame, as a person who is full of unconditional love. You are supposed to have this connection to show unconditional love to each other, but also first and foremost to yourself. And so this is where you have the separation. This is why you probably haven't gone to see them, because you haven't mastered that part of it yet. So you have to master the part where you are living your life living your life and understanding that you are full of unconditional love, loving yourself unconditionally first, learning how to do what's best for you and your mission. All of these things come before you really should meet your twin flame in person anyway. So, you know, it was probably the better thing for me not to have met him during the time that I would have tried to go before, because I wouldn't have been ready. Okay, so don't beat yourself up too much for not having opportunities or missing opportunities to go and do something like that. I would just say that if you continue to work on yourself, continue to work on your self-love, your healing, aligning your chakras, starting to be in daily practice with your meditation and doing all of the things you need to do that Spirit is leading you to do. Your Spirit and your guides are telling you what to do to heal. And if you're paying attention to them and you're heeding their warnings and going ahead and doing what they're saying and suggesting for you, you get the signs. And if you're doing those things that they're suggesting, then you will be soon ready to go and meet your twin flame in person, okay? So it just takes time. It takes time to heal. It takes time to get yourself to the point where you feel worthy of this love. And it took me time, okay? So I will be the first to admit that. So I hope that helps someone on this journey, because I know that it is kind of hard when you keep seeing opportunities pass you by and you start feeling a little discouraged because the time it's taking is so long. But really, the time it's taking is depending on how soon you're able to get started on your healing and work towards loving yourself unconditionally, okay? Because that is the first step. That is the first step towards your union, is loving yourself unconditionally, all right? So the next line says, they say you're a saint, but when I get closer, why do I grow faint? A darkness blows over. Okay, so here is where I'm kind of alluding to the fact that, this twin flame journey, once you research it, you start to realize, that there are certain supernatural things about this journey, and that there are, like I said, there's a spiritual part of this journey that allows you to see your twin flame as their higher self. Okay, so this is where I talk about them being a saint, because they are like an angel. They are like someone who is, sent from heaven to help you on your life journey. And so when I say they say you're a saint, doing the research to find out what twin flames are all about, I realized that, okay, this is supposed to be some kind of a wonderful love that is unconditional, and it teaches you to be your highest version of yourself. You ascend, you go, and you become who you're always meant to be, and you have this mission together, and it just sounds so wonderful, right? It sounds so wonderful, but what we're going through isn't so wonderful, because we're going through all this pain and suffering and breaking down of our old self, trying to become this new person, and embodying our higher selves. So it becomes a little bit more of a task. At times it feels like a task. It feels hard. It feels like that, we're just, really getting broken down, and we are kind of like the phoenix breaking down, getting burnt and rising from the ashes. So we listen to all these parallelisms and stories and analogies as to what the twin flame journey is all about. And, and this is one of the things that it sounds better than it actually is, because when we think about it, it all sounds so wonderful, right? But then the journey actually takes a turn, and we start to realize how much hard work is needing to be put into it, how much pain goes into it, how much, truly we have to really go within and start breaking down those old patterns and old habits and learning how to be new people. We basically become new people on this journey. We embody our higher selves, and we start learning who our spirit team is. We start learning the ways of our ancestors and how we are able to incorporate those practices if we connect with that, or we start learning how to, connect with our angels. So it becomes whatever you want it to be. And that way you can identify with your own way of having that connection with source, with spirit, with father, mama. That is how you have your connection. Okay, no one can tell you how it should be for you. No one can tell you what it is that you want to believe in. No one can tell you what it is that you're going to start to understand about yourself on this journey. That is totally an independent walk that you have. And it is a beautiful one, because that self-discovery for me was really something that helped me to understand so many more beautiful things about myself that I didn't know were there, that were already there. You know, my gifts were starting to get awakened. I started to realize that I had so much to offer, you know, this world, as far as, you know, with my music. And so this was why I was just like, you know, I had to get to that point though. And it was hard because at the beginning I was just focusing on my twin flame and what was he supposed to do for me. And, you know, and so this is why I say in this line, but when I get closer, why do I grow faint? You know, a darkness blows over. And that's because I felt like he was supposed to solve all my problems for me. He was supposed to come into my life and just totally make it different, sweep me off my feet, be my knight in shining armor, you know, but that's not exactly what happened, right? It's not what happens at all on this journey. At the beginning, we start to realize that it's up to us to do that for ourselves. We have to be our own hero. We have to be our own, you know, knight in shining armor, and come to our own rescue and start learning who we are so that we can be independent and beautiful within, and with, you know, and shine that light outside of ourselves, and start to show others that we are capable of living our best life on our own. We don't have to have our twin flame show us how to do that. You know, yes, just because they're celebrity and they are living what we think is a great life because we're on the outside looking in, doesn't necessarily mean that's what they're doing. Okay, so that's why I say a darkness blows over. You know, when we're trying to get so close to them and things start to come up that make us not be able to get close to them, say for example, you know, things don't work out right as far as the timing, as far as when we're supposed to try to meet with them, or we're not able to make it to a concert because we just don't have the courage, or we're not able to see ourselves doing things with them because we have fear that we aren't worthy, or that we might not get looked at. You know, we might get judged by other people who might say, what does she think she's doing being with him? You know, we started thinking all those things. I started having all those thoughts coming up as far as like, what would his fans think if they saw me with him? They would hate me. You know, what would people say if I was to, you know, be with him and have, you know, be in the public eye with him? It would just be a nightmare, because there were already things that were happening in the past with other people that he tried to date that it caused a lot of a, you know, a ruckus. So I was kind of intimidated by that, you know, and I really thought that things were being put in I really thought that there were certain things that were not happening or not working out because of third-party situations, like for example management on his end, or contracts that he was involved with that may have caused him not to be able to talk to me. I had all kind of thoughts about what it is that kept us from being able to be together, but truly it was also a big part of it was that I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to be in that kind of a limelight and to know how it would affect me. You know, it was just like I was too worried about what other people are going to think, you know. And when that happens, you actually have a lot of healing to do, because it causes you to realize that, you know, it's not up to them to make you heal from those insecurities that you have. And the same thing on their end. It's not up to us as the divine feminines to heal them from their insecurities. They have to work on that on their end, and that's why the process takes so long. So we can think what we want to think, you know, at the beginning. We can think about how much, you know, they're supposed to do for us, but it really all comes back to, what are we doing for ourselves? What are we doing to make our lives better? What are we doing to give ourselves what we've always wanted, the love that we've always wanted? Because that's what has to happen first, okay? Before you can even come into union with your twin flame, you have to give yourself the same love that you're expecting them to give you. And that's such a beautiful message that I feel like really needs to get drilled in today with this particular video. Okay, so the next line says, unreachable love, making me feel I'm not worthy enough, but that's just a bluff. Again, I just explained how I thought I couldn't, you know, reach him and how he was so unreachable, as far as not being able to know. I had no idea how to contact him. I had no idea how to be with him, how to make this work, if he was going to want to work with me, as far as on music, with music. I didn't know if he would do anything, I had no idea how this was going to work, and I was the one telling myself I wasn't worthy. So when I say unreachable love making me feel I'm not worthy enough, it was me who was telling myself that I wasn't worthy of this relationship, this beautiful celebrity connection. And that was, just a bluff. And that's why I say, but that's just a bluff, because I'm just telling myself that so I don't have to heal and understand that this is where I'm meant to be, okay? And this is where what I needed to embody in myself was that essence of, confidence, and knowing that this is my life that I'm having, that is developing and I'm manifesting with my twin flame. And so in order for me to have what I want, I have to get to that frequency that I can maintain what I want, right? And if I don't know what I want, or if I don't feel confident enough to receive it, the universe isn't going to give it to me, right? Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It's just a bluff for me to tell myself that, I'm not worthy of this love, or that it's unreachable. Those are all just things that we tell ourselves because we haven't accepted who we are, and we haven't embodied our higher selves enough to know who we are truly. And that is that we are also great, just like they are. We are also on the higher, we are famous as well. We are famous in spirit because we have been doing this for many, many years, many, many lifetimes. And sometimes in the past, and in certain past lives, we have been the more famous one ourselves. We have had more of the, the money or the gain in past lives. We've been the one that had that. And they were the opposite, but this time around, they are the ones in this situation, whereas they have more of the, the fame and the limelight and the money. And we are, at the point where we having to learn how to trust enough in our own selves and our own journey and our own abilities to be able to get there, okay? And there are certain things that we're going to be called to do as, light workers, and as musicians, as singers, as artists, to be able to show and display our art to people so that we can get noticed as well. And there were times when I just felt like, oh my God, am I ever going to get recognized? Am I ever going to have people want to hear my music? Am I ever going to get popular enough? And do I have to be famous? Do I have to get famous on this journey just to be with my twin flame? Do I have to become famous in order for him to notice me? But no, that's not what needed to happen at all. I just needed to be myself. And he already noticed me. He's already shown me through signs and through things that he's posted that he knows who I am. There have been times that I have posted a song and he has said this song in one of his tweets. These are some of the things that I would know. So I forget to mention some of these synchronicities that I had because I don't think about them all the time. But there was a time, when I was starting to post my little snippets of me singing certain songs, and he would put a tweet in his a tweet in his on his Twitter of the same song title, which let me know he did see it and he did listen to my video. And that was an exciting moment for me when I realized that he was basically saying the same song that I was singing, and had done it like the day or two before. I had just posted it a day or two before, and then he put the same song in his tweet, okay? And then another time, there were just so many incidents, so many synchronicities, and I did talk about this in my own personal journey. If you guys look at that playlist, I talk about my own personal twin flame experience. If you want to go check that out, and I talk more about it. But there were other synchronicities, and just like seeing his name on street signs, and having his song being played in every single person's car that I've been in that were family members or really close friends. Every time I would get into their car, his song would come on. And there were some family members that I knew that they would never have ever played his song, but it came on the radio and when I was in the car, and that was meant for me to know. And that was an amazing, amazing synchronicity for me. Every single family member I have has had his song come on in their car, on their radio when I've been in the car with them, and friends as well. So it's just been beautiful to see and to hear that that goes on, during this journey. Those are the things that keep us going, right? Okay. So, in the next line, I go back into the chorus again, going round and round, all in my head over you. Keeps me so confused, round and round, thinking about what I should do. We both know it's true. And the reason I say that is because they kind of know, what's going on as well, because they dream about us. They dream about us. They have visions of us as well. They may not know what we look like if they haven't really seen us on social media yet, and if they're not awakened yet to the spiritual part of this journey, but they do get awakened as we start to come into our own awakening and our own spiritual development. They start to awaken too. So that is why the divine feminine is always the leader of this spiritual awakening for the divine masculine. Excuse me. So that is why we can't discredit what's going on, because once we start to do the things and start to commit to the journey, we'll start to see our divine masculines awakening, okay? We have to commit to the journey. We have to eliminate all of the ties that no longer serve us, okay? Some of us are hesitant to do that, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, some of us are hesitant to do the things we know we need to do in order to be in union with our twin flame and to get there, okay? So, that's why I say we go round and round, all in our head. Keeps us so confused, think about what we should do, and there's things that Spirit is telling us specifically to do, and we're not doing it, okay? But that does not fall on our twin flame. That falls on us, because as a spiritual leader, we are the ones that have connected with Father Mama, and we have been able to harness in, bring in that love, and really embody that love. And that's why we are the light for our twin flames. And, they are also mirroring us. So whatever light we shine, they're going to shine too, okay? Because they're mirroring us. And they are our greatest mirror. So this is why twin flames mirror one another, because in order for this twin flame connection to really work, you guys have to be on the same page, same frequency, same energetic level, okay? And so that's what you're working towards. That's what you're going towards as far as learning who you are, learning how to balance out your inner divine masculine and inner divine feminine, so that you guys can both maintain the same frequency needed in order to keep this union together, okay? Once you finally do come into physical 3D union, because you're already in union in the 5D, all right? Okay, so let's keep going. Tell them I'm coming. Don't care how long it takes. We won't stop gunning. This love's worth the highest stakes. Now, this is my kind of a call and response to what I felt like was a lot of the 3D, third party interference that I felt was coming through, okay, in my own journey personally. This was like some kind of a response to me feeling as though third parties were trying to prevent us from being together, whether that be contracts, whether that be management, whether that be third-party karmic partners, whether that be, insecurities, doubts, fears, whatever it was. False twin flames, these impersonators that got on there and made me feel like I was talking to my twin flame and I really wasn't. I wanted to let the world know that I'm coming. I'm coming to my twin flame no matter what is happening, no matter what is going on in this 3D world. I'm coming. Tell them I'm coming. Don't care how long it takes. We won't stop gunning, okay? What is gunning? Gunning is like when you are, you're causing your engine to race, right? You're accelerating your gas while you're in neutral or park or whatever it is, and you're just gunning the pedal, the foot pedal, trying to make, people aware that you're getting ready to race, okay? It's on, like it's on. And so this is what we're telling them in this line. I'm telling the people or the third party or the situation, whatever third party or karmic situation that is preventing me from being with my twin flame, I'm letting it know that I'm coming, and I don't care how long it takes. We won't stop gunning. We won't stop racing towards this goal that we have together. This mission is going to happen. This union is going to happen. We're going to go full speed ahead towards this mission and this union. And we're not going to stop, okay? We won't stop. This love's worth the highest stakes. This love is, to me, it is worth all of the pain, all of the things that I've gone through, all of the saving myself, not wanting anyone else, all of the things that have personally happened to me to try to keep me from being with this person. It's worth it for me to continue, to go ahead and keep going with it and to push towards the top, because I just know based on the visions that I've had and based on the dreams that I've had that it's going to be worth it in the end. And this is why so many times when I ask you guys, what is it that you've dreamt about? Or have you seen any premonitions or visions about a loving time in your future with your twin flame? These are the moments that you need to cherish and hold on to and to continue to build on with your daydreaming, with your visions, with your manifestations, because this will help you get the courage and the motivation and keep going on your journey. Okay? The next line says, we'll make it work. Somehow we'll reach the top. Yes, we will. We're going to get there. Even if it hurts. Okay? No matter how much pain it takes, no matter how much people try to stop it from happening, it's still going to happen. And then I say, we won't stop. And I say that 5 times because that's like I really, really wanted to drive the message in. We won't stop. 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 Okay? We got to get there. And the only way we're going to get there is if we continue and don't stop. Okay? No matter how hard it is, no matter how much you feel like it's taking too long, no matter how, no matter what you see on their social media, whether they're with a third party, whether they are, whether they're going through something, maybe they're struggling with something in their personal lives and they haven't really been posting a lot, or maybe they've been posting and the things that you're seeing are kind of significant to them going through their own dark night of the soul. You just have to be patient and let them go through it, because once they go through their healing process, they're going to be just as strong as you. You guys are going to be strong together, okay? And that's why you can't stop. You can't stop on this journey, or else they won't continue either, because they are what? Your biggest mirror. Okay, so the last couple of lines says, round and round, all in my head over you. Round and round, thinking about what I can do. And that is the end of the song. That is how I concluded it, because I wanted it to kind of be like a conclusion that it's still going to happen no matter what. And that's why I really love that part in the song where I say, we'll make it work. Somehow we'll reach the top. Even if it hurts, we won't stop. I can't wait for you guys to hear this song, because it is truly, it's going to be a powerhouse song that you guys are going to love. The dynamic of the feel of it is just really, even though it's talking about a very touchy subject as far as how we feel on this journey, how we feel like we're going in circles, it drives home the message that we won't stop until we get to our union. Okay, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel in the song, which I love, because we start out kind of like, what's going on here. We're going round and round. Yeah, we're not feeling like this is happening, but we want it to happen, but we can't reach it, and then at the end of the song, I give you hope, because I'm telling you it's going to happen, and that we're going to get there. And tell them I'm coming. This is the attitude you guys have to have on your journey, okay? I'm coming no matter what. I'm going to be with my twin flame no matter what. Be determined, okay? Be determined on your journey to get there. No matter what happens, no matter who tries to come in between you two, no matter if you have a false twin flame, or a karmic partner, or someone who's impersonating your twin flame. If you get on social media, you guys are going to learn what the truth is. The truth is always going to win in the end. Live in your truth. The truth is always going to win in the end, okay? And so if you're having trouble or struggles with knowing what is going on in your journey, because you've gotten deceived by certain people, by maybe even spiritual coaches or people who told you this is not supposed to happen, you're never supposed to get into union with a celebrity, what are you talking about, who do you think you are? I'm here to tell you guys that is not true, and that you are meant to have this connection. If you're a regular or in a very, normal twin flame connection, it's the same thing for you. You could have family members telling you that people could say that you're not supposed to be with this person because they live on the other side of the world, or they're 10 years younger than you, and what do you think you are? This person is just not meant for you. Why do you keep, they're even running from you. Why do you keep pursuing them? Or why do you keep going after them? Why don't you start dating? You know, they tell you some of everything to try to get you off your path. But we won't stop. 5 times I say that to help you guys, encourage you guys to know that we won't stop. We won't stop. Even if it hurts, we'll reach the top. We're going to do it. So I hope this gave you guys some encouragement. I'm actually going to go ahead and do another video for y'all tonight too. And I'm going to have 2 videos tonight. This one, and then I'm going to go ahead and do another one with the card pulls for y'all too. So I'm excited to get on that one next. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please join me for my Instagram live on Tuesday, 10-10-10. So 10-10 at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Set your calendars, set your clocks. I do have an alarm on my Instagram page, a reminder. And I also want to thank those of you guys who helped pick the album cover. So the ones that are following me on my at Lisha and One Love Instagram page actually got a chance to help me decide what album cover I was going to use for this song. And so I want to thank you guys, because I was having a hard time. I had a few pictures in mind, and then people kept, I put it on the, I posted it on my page and asked other people what they thought, and then we decided, I went with the most popular vote. So it's going to be coming out. When you see it on your streaming platform, you'll see the picture that I chose, or that we all chose together. So lots of exciting things, you guys. And I have another surprise for you in the next video. So I want you guys to stay tuned for that, because that is coming up right after this one. You're going to have a chance to maybe win something. So hopefully you guys are going to get excited about that and watch the next card pull video for the Celebrity Twin Flame Connection. Thank you guys so much. I love you. See you in the next video.